What's up guys, my name is Devin, also known as FBE, and welcome back to another episode of Footballrs. In today's video, we're going to bring you guys another episode of the What Players Wear on the Field series, and today's athlete is going to be Jalen Ramsey. Now, yes, we did do a video on Ramsey last year, but since then, he has pretty much switched up his gear entirely. You guys will see in the rest of the video, but we decided we had to do another video on him. Just in case you guys are new to the series or just need a quick refresher about what we do, we take a player, for this one's going to be Ramsey, and we talk about their gear head to toe. Helmets, cleats, gloves, shoulder pads, you name it, we're going to talk about it in this video. I'm going to tell you guys what the product is, what colorways they wear it in, why they wear it, and where you guys can buy it for yourself. Before we get into the video, drop a comment right now on who you guys want to see featured in the next episode. We do look at these comments when we're deciding who to feature next. We're going to kick things off at the top, which means it's time to talk about the helmet. During last season, Jalen Ramsey switched from the Schutt Air XP Q11 into the Riddell Speed Flex. We've talked about the Flex a ton during this series, so I'll try to keep it short for you guys. Bam! Speed Flex! The Speed Flex is the most popular helmet in football and a 5-star rated helmet. This text panel you guys see right here on the front actually flexes to help disperse that impact and keep it from reaching your head. The Flex is an excellent option, honestly one of the best helmets on the market, no doubt, and if you guys want to get one, Green Gridiron has them for 520 bucks. This year, Jalen Ramsey added a super unique piece of equipment to his helmet setup, and of course, that's going to be his custom face mask. This face mask is a one-of-one custom-built face mask for Jalen Ramsey by BA Mask. This is easily the craziest face mask I've ever seen on a skill player. This mask has 2 sets of jagged eye bars, 2 horizontal bars over those bars, and then 2 jagged bars on the lower part of the mask. And the final touch on this mask is the V at the very top, and that is the Roman numeral for Jalen Ramsey's number 5. As I mentioned, this is one of the wildest face masks I've ever seen on a skill player, and that's because there doesn't seem to be much visibility. Of course, being a DB, you have to be able to track the football in the air, and I worry that those kind of weird bars right here might block some of his peripheral vision. Peripheral vision? Peripheral? Of course, being a DB, you have to track the ball in the air, and some of those bars on the side might block some of his peripheral vision. Either way, I think this is one of the coldest looking face masks on the planet, and that is one of the reasons Jalen Ramsey's helmet setup is top tier. As I mentioned earlier, this face mask is one-of-one built for Jalen Ramsey, so you guys can't get your hands on it, but you can check some of the other options BA Masks has at their website below. Just something to keep in mind as you guys watch this video, every single product we talk about will be linked in the description, so you guys can shop Jalen Ramsey's locker right there. The next piece of Ramsey's helmet setup is going to be his visor. For most games this season, Ramsey has been wearing an Oakley 20% smoke tinted visor. I'm pretty sure this is their pro model. It looks like it's the proper plastic shape, but this is the plastic that's designed to fit the Riddell Speed Flex face mask perfectly. The visor is a key part to Jalen Ramsey's menacing look, but it also does a great job giving him some added extra eye protection. All NFL guys are wearing Oakley visors because Oakley is the official optics provider of the NFL, and they also make some pretty good visors. Something unique about Ramsey is that he uses Under Armour's quick release visor clips, but the equipment team had to cut up the clip to actually make it fit with his custom face mask. The end result actually looks pretty clean. If you guys want to grab an Oakley Pro 20% tint visor, Green Gridiron has them for 61 bucks. Next thing we're going to talk about is a super subtle accessory, and that's going to be Ramsey's Drymax chin saver. Now, if you take a really close look at Jalen Ramsey's chin strap, you'll see a white sleeve over the cup part of his chin strap. That right there is the Drymax chin saver. This is a simple chin strap sleeve, and that's going to help wick away some of that sweat and prevent that awful chin acne. You guys can grab a Drymax chin saver from Drymax in a 2-pack for 16 bucks. This episode is actually sponsored by us, Footballrs. We have decided to come out with our very own shirts, sleeves, and ski masks. We are constantly talking about what the pros are wearing, and we wanted to give you guys the same access to the same gear. This right here is our long sleeve shirt, and this sleeve is meant to be worn as an undershirt to get that same baggy sleeve look that your favorite NFL guy is rocking. For these shirts, we are using high quality Nike blanks, which means they are pretty expensive for us, but we want you guys to have the best. With total transparency, we are making very little money on these, but we really want you guys to have these. Also, for these shirts, you guys will have the ability to add your name, number, IG handle right there on the sleeve and add to your game day drip. We also have some sleeves and ski masks up on the site as well. We are super pumped to announce this to you guys, so now you guys can wear exactly what the pros are wearing. Check out the items on our site at footballrs.itemorder.com or click the first link in the description below. The final piece of Ramsey's helmet setup is going to be his mouth guard that you guys can see swinging from his face mask 99% of the time. While Ramsey never actually seems to be using it, he does have a VEDX mouth guard. He's worn them in black, white, blue, and yellow so far this season. These are a cheap, comfortable mouthguard, and they come in so many different colorways. You can usually grab them off Amazon for about 10 bucks. Now we've made it down to the shoulder, so it's time to talk about shoulder pads. For the majority of his NFL career, Jalen Ramsey has been in the Russell Carbon Tech shoulder pads. If you look closely at Ramsey on game day, you guys can actually see the neon green V sticking out from underneath his jersey. Carbon Techs are some of the coolest shoulder pads on the planet, but they no longer go by that name. They are now 2-in-1 shoulder pads. These are a 2-piece shoulder pad, a vest, and a carbon fiber outer shell that combine to create one of the best fitting, most lightweight shoulder pads on the market. The vest and the carbon fiber shell are both really light. These pads weigh in at just over 3 pounds, which is just absurd. Tony and I both got our hands on these shoulder pads, so if you guys want more info on them, check out our full review video. These shoulder pads are extremely expensive, but if you guys do want to get a set, the carbon fiber pair is $700, but they do have a cheaper polycarbonate version, which is only $350. He also combines these shoulder pads with a carbon tech backplate to protect his lower back. Ramsey actually puts a $5 bill on his backplate since he's number 5. When he was number 20 in Jacksonville, he put a 20 on there. If you guys want to get this backplate, it's going to run you $50. The next accessory we're going to talk about is Jalen Ramsey's arm sleeves. For most of the season, Ramsey has been going with the double shooter sleeve look. The sleeves he's been wearing are the Nike Hyperwarm baseball arm sleeves. He's worn them in blue, yellow, and white. These sleeves were designed for baseball, but OBJ and Sterling Shepard brought them over to the gridiron. But honestly, you never really see anybody else wear these other than OBJ and Sterling Shepard. So I'm thinking when OBJ went to the Rams, he had a bunch of these made, and then when he left the Rams, he gifted them to Ramsey. These sleeves are made from a thicker material than your regular sleeves, so it kind of helps keep those muscles warm, which is something that baseball pitchers need. If you guys want one of these sleeves, good luck. I searched the entire internet and I really couldn't find any anywhere. There is a newer version of the Nike Baseball Hyperwarm arm sleeve, but I can't confirm that it's the same exact material as the OG one. But if you guys want to check it out, there's a link below to Dick's. Next thing we're going to talk about is gloves. This season, we've seen Jalen Ramsey wear 2 different models of football gloves. In case you guys didn't know, Jalen Ramsey is no longer with Adidas, and now he is with the Swoosh. The first pair of gloves we're going to talk about was a pair he only wore for a couple weeks, a Nike VaporJet 6.0. When he wore these gloves, he just wore them in the regular Rams colorways. They're blue, white, yellow, and they have the little Rams logo on the side. I'm pretty sure he was just wearing these in the meantime while he was waiting for Nike to ship him his PEs. Just to talk about the gloves real quick, the Nike VaporJet 6.0 is an excellent glove. They look good, fit good, and the grip on these is excellent. They have Nike's Magna Grip palms, which are super sticky. Since the release of the 7.0, most stores don't sell the 6.0, so we do suggest you check out eBay. The gloves Jalen Ramsey has worn for most of the season, when he wears gloves at least, are the Nike VaporJet 7.0. Since Ramsey joined the Swoosh, Nike quickly turned around some really cool PEs. He has plenty of different colorways to choose from every single week. He has some that are mostly white with blue and yellow accents, some that are mostly black, some that are blue. The stuff he cooked up with Nike designers is crazy. We actually got our hands on Jalen Ramsey's actual PE, so check out some of the small details. On the left glove, it says Fear Only God, and on the right glove, it says BBJ, which I'm pretty sure are his daughter's initials. Some of his pairs have his number 5 on the palm, some have his Jalen Ramsey logo, some have this really unique Rams and number 5 pattern. Honestly, the combinations and the stuff he made with the Nike designers is endless. Just to talk about the Nike VaporJet 7.0, these are the best gloves on the market in my opinion. These are a super tight fitting glove with Nike's upgraded Magna Grip Plus palms. The Magna Grip Plus are actually thicker than the previous Magna Grip, and you can actually feel the difference. If you want more info on these gloves, check out our full review video. If you guys want to grab a pair for yourself, Champ Sports has them for $50. Now, I'm not sure if this is based on performance or if it's strictly a looks thing, but since week 10, he has worn nothing but tape on his fingers. Not really much else you can say about this. It's really uncommon to see anybody not wearing gloves at this level of football today's day and age. It seems every single player on the field is wearing gloves, so very weird. What are you doing, Jalen? What are you doing? What are you doing, JR? The next thing we're going to talk about is Jalen Ramsey's custom TreadCal thigh pads. This year, he's worn a bunch of different ones. Let's take a look. He has some with his number 5, some that say Cinco, pairs with a cross, AGTG, all glory to God, Jesus is King, and his JR logo. It seems he kind of mixes and matches every single week, but either way, it's a really cool part of his game day look. And if you guys haven't heard about TreadCals is one of the latest trends in the NFL. Basically, you put a custom design on a thigh pad, put it in the pants, and then the design displays through. If you guys want to get some, check out treadcal.com. They have some stock options. I think you can hit them up about getting some custom ones as well. To go along with those thigh pads, Jalen Ramsey wears X-Tech knee pads. These are super thin, lightweight pads, and the X tells us they are from X-Tech. X-Tech used to sell these on their site, but I'm not seeing them right now. Now we've made it down to the cleats. Jalen Ramsey has worn 5 different pairs of football cleats so far this season. The first one we're going to talk about is the pair he wore in week 1. He wore a pair of Nike OBJ PEs. These are OBJ's cleats, made for him, never released to the public. They were never made for anybody else, but it looks like when OBJ left the Rams, he said, hey, Jalen, here's a pair. He wore these in a Rams themed colorway, and it kind of has this cool graffiti pattern throughout the upper. These cleats have the Nike Alpha traction plate and kind of an offset lacing system similar to what you see on a soccer boot. These must have been some sort of parting gift from OBJ to Ramsey, and as you probably guessed, you can't buy them. The next pair is a pair he's been wearing all season long, the Nike Vapor Edge 360 Speed PEs. As I mentioned earlier, Ramsey is now with the Swoosh, and he gets some PE cleats and gloves. This season he's worn about 3 different Rams colorways, and they all look super clean. There's a black pair, a white pair, and a blue pair. On his PE Vapors, I think Nike Nike put the thicker tongue on there because the general release version is a super thin tongue. Cooper Cup got similar treatment. They just get a thicker tongue for a little bit more padding on the top of the foot. But yeah, these have been simple, super clean all year. My favorite is definitely going to be the black pair. Also, just some info on the regular Nike Vapor 360 Speed. These are some of the best cleats right now on the market from Nike. They're pretty common in the NFL because they're lightweight and low cut, and the traction is incredible. If you guys want to learn more, we do have a full review video on these, so go check that out. If you guys want to get a pair for yourself, Champ Sports has them for 95 bucks. In week 5, Jalen Ramsey pulled out a special pair of Nike Vapor 360 Speeds designed to look like a Nike Dunk. He wore these in a very nice blue and white LV themed colorway. These are a one-of-one custom cleat built by Coda Custom. Basically, these are a total new construction. Coda takes the base cleat and kind of designs a new cleat over the top. So like I said, he made it look like a Nike Dunk. The end result was a very dope pair of Nike Dunk football cleats. Now the next pair of cleats he wore is a pair of Jordan 11 lows that he wore for pregame of week 13. Ramsey wore these Jordans as part of the My Cause, My Cleats campaign, and his cause was the safety corner. The Jordan 11s he had were from when he was a Jordan athlete back in Jacksonville, so that's where he got these. You can tell that these were his Jordan PEs because it has the 20 on the heel and then the Vapor traction plate. Like I said, he only wore these for a little bit during pregame and then switched into his regular Nikes for game time. Still, these were some of the dopest cleats he's worn so far this season, and I kind of wish he'd signed back with Jordan Brand. The final pair we're going to cover, worn in week 14, is going to be these LeBron 11 custom cleats. These are another reconstruction by Coda Customs, and honestly, these are some of my favorite cleats from anybody all season long. Ramsey had them in a simple blue and yellow colorway, and they looked incredible on the gridiron. Growing up, I love LeBron's line of basketball shoes, so these kind of hit some major nostalgia for me. There you guys have it. There's a full head-to-toe game day gear breakdown on Jalen Ramsey. This video was an absolute grind. As you guys know, this guy wears so much dope stuff, and we pulled out all the stops, tried to get you guys all the content to make this one of the best videos we've ever done. So please drop a like if you guys enjoyed this video, comment on who you guys want to see in the next episode, and subscribe for more videos just like this one. My name is Devin, also known as FBE, and thank you guys so much for tuning into another episode of Footballrs.